Understanding your dog's body language is like unlocking a secret code, a language of movement, posture, and expression that reveals your pet's feelings, intentions, and needs. Dogs may not speak our words, but they communicate with remarkable clarity when we know what to look for. From the tilt of an ear to the wag of a tail, every gesture tells a story. Let's delve into the fascinating world of canine communication, exploring what your dog's body language is really saying, and how you can use this knowledge to build a stronger, more trusting bond. Imagine your dog approaching you, tail wagging, ears perked up, eyes bright. It's easy to assume this is a happy, friendly greeting, and often that's true. But dog body language is nuanced. A wagging tail does not always mean joy. To truly understand your dog, you need to look at the whole picture, the posture, facial expressions, and even the context in which these signals occur. Let's start with one of the most noticeable features, the tail. Many people believe a wagging tail always signals happiness, but the reality is more complex. A high, rapid wag can indicate excitement or even agitation, especially if the rest of the body is tense. A relaxed, sweeping wag, typically with the tail held at mid-level, is a good indicator of contentment or friendliness. If the tail is tucked tightly against the body, this is a universal sign of fear, anxiety, or submission. A rigid, upright tail can signal alertness, dominance, or a potential warning. Pay attention to the speed, height, and direction of the wag. A slow wag can be a sign of uncertainty, while a stiff, vibrating tail may indicate a dog on edge. Now, consider the ears. Dog breeds have different ear shapes and positions, but the movement of the ears can tell you a lot. Ears held forward often indicate interest or curiosity, especially if your dog is facing something new. Ears pinned back against the head can mean fear, submission, or even pain. Sometimes, ears flattened to the sides signal friendliness or appeasement, especially when paired with other submissive signals. Watch for subtle changes. One ear up and one ear down can mean your dog is uncertain or processing conflicting emotions. Let's move to the eyes. The eyes are often called the windows to the soul, and for dogs, they are powerful communicators. Soft, blinking eyes usually suggest relaxation and trust. If your dog makes direct eye contact with a relaxed face, it's often a sign of affection or connection. However, hard, fixed stares can be a warning signal. Dogs may use this kind of eye contact to assert dominance or signal discomfort. Whale eye, that is, when you can see the whites of your dog's eyes, often indicates fear, anxiety, or a desire to avoid confrontation. If your dog glances away, looks down, or avoids your gaze, this can be a sign of submission, stress, or a polite attempt to diffuse tension. Mouth and facial expressions also speak volumes. A relaxed mouth, sometimes slightly open with the tongue hanging out, usually suggests a happy, calm dog. If the mouth is tightly closed, lips pulled back, or corners of the mouth drawn back, this could signal stress or fear. Growling or baring teeth is an obvious warning, but sometimes a dog shows its teeth in a submissive grin, especially in certain breeds. The context and accompanying body language are crucial here. Yawning, licking lips, or repeatedly flicking the tongue can all be signs of discomfort, stress, or appeasement, especially if your dog is not tired or hungry. Let's consider posture. A confident, relaxed dog usually stands tall, weight evenly distributed, with a loose, wiggly body. If your dog crouches low, tucks the tail, and flattens the ears, this is a classic display of submission or fear. Rolling onto the back and exposing the belly can be a sign of trust, but also submission. The difference lies in the rest of the body. If the dog is loose and relaxed, they're inviting belly rubs. If the dog is tense, with the tail tucked and eyes averted, they may be saying, "I'm no threat, please leave me alone." On the flip side, a dog trying to appear larger, standing tall, puffing up, hackles raised along the back, tail high, may be signaling dominance, alertness, or even aggression. Hackles, or the raised fur along a dog's spine, are a clear sign of arousal, which can be due to excitement, fear, or aggression. Context is everything. Are you in a new place? Did something startle your dog? Is another animal nearby? All of these factors matter when interpreting these signals. Movement is another key aspect of canine body language. A dog that's bouncing, playboing, or doing exaggerated loose movements is usually inviting play. The classic playbow, front legs stretched forward, rear in the air, tail wagging, is a clear, friendly invitation. Dogs use this gesture to signal that anything that follows is meant in good fun, not aggression. On the other hand, a dog moving slowly, freezing in place, or creeping along the ground may be signaling caution, fear, or submission. Vocalizations, while not strictly body language, often accompany these visual cues. Barking, whining, growling, and howling all serve as additional communication tools. Pair these sounds with body posture, facial expressions, and tail position for a fuller understanding. Let's look at some real-life scenarios. Imagine you're at the park and your dog sees another dog. If your dog's body is loose, tail wagging at mid-level, ears relaxed, and mouth open, they're likely feeling friendly and open to interaction. If your dog stiffens, stands tall, closes the mouth, and raises the tail, they may be feeling threatened or dominant. And it's best to proceed with caution. If your dog crouches, tucks the tail, and avoids eye contact, they may be nervous and not ready to socialize. At home, you might notice your dog yawning repeatedly, licking lips, or pacing. While yawning can mean tiredness, in a stressful situation, it's often a sign your dog is anxious or trying to calm themselves. Pacing, especially if accompanied by panting or whining, can also indicate stress or excitement. If your dog leans into you, nudges your hand, or rests their head in your lap, these are clear signs of affection and trust. Understanding canine body language is also crucial when meeting unfamiliar dogs. Always approach new dogs calmly, watch their signals, and respect their space. A dog that approaches you with a loose, wiggly body and soft eyes is likely friendly. But if you see stiffening, a hard stare, or a tightly closed mouth, it's best to give them space and let them come to you on their own terms. Children and dogs present a unique set of challenges. Teaching children to recognize and respect a dog's body language is essential for safety. Many bites happen because a child misses subtle warning signs, a dog freezing, lip licking, or turning away. Encouraging children to give dogs space when they show these signs can prevent misunderstandings and injuries. Body language also changes depending on the environment and your dog's history. A rescue dog may show more submissive or fearful signals until they feel safe. A confident, well-socialized dog may display more relaxed, open postures. As a dog owner, it's important to observe your own dog's baseline behavior so you can spot when something is out of the ordinary. Training is easier and more effective when you understand what your dog is communicating. If your dog seems tense, distracted, or stressed, it's better to pause and address their emotional state before continuing. Positive reinforcement, rewarding calm, relaxed behavior, helps your dog associate training with safety and fun. Avoid punishing fearful or anxious behaviors. Instead, focus on building trust and confidence. Body language also plays a key role in canine social hierarchies. Dogs use subtle signals to navigate interactions with other dogs, avoiding conflict through a complex dance of postures and gestures. Play is often interspersed with calming signals, play bows, turning away, or briefly freezing, to keep interactions friendly. Interruptions or mismatched signals can lead to misunderstandings, so supervising play and understanding these cues is important. Older dogs or those with health issues may display different body language. Pain can cause a dog to become withdrawn, stiff, or more reactive. If your normally social dog begins to avoid touch, growl, or snap when approached, a veterinary checkup is in order. Likewise, changes in posture, gait, or facial expression can indicate discomfort or illness. Let's not forget about breed tendencies. Some breeds are more expressive than others. For example, herding breeds like Border Collies use intense eye contact and subtle postures to communicate, while Retrievers often have loose, wiggly bodies and obvious signals. Brachycephalic breeds, dogs with short noses like bulldogs or pugs, may have more limited facial expressions, so you'll need to pay extra attention to posture and tail. With all of this in mind, how can you become more fluent in your dog's language? Start by observing without judgment. Watch your dog in different situations, at home, at the park, meeting new people, or encountering other animals. Notice the little things, the way their body moves, the set of their ears, the shape of their eyes. Practice reading the whole dog, not just one part. Remember, a wagging tail paired with a tense body or hard stare means something very different from a wagging tail on a relaxed, wiggly dog. Communication is a two-way street. The more you respond appropriately to your dog's signals, giving space when needed, offering comfort, or engaging in play, the more your dog will trust you. Over time, you'll develop a silent dialogue, a shared understanding that deepens your bond. Some common misconceptions can get in the way of understanding. For example, dominance theory. The idea that dogs are always trying to assert dominance has been largely debunked. Most so-called dominance behaviors are actually about fear, insecurity, or simple communication. Responding with harsh discipline can damage trust and worsen problem behaviors. Instead, focus on positive reinforcement, patience, and empathy. Body language is also shaped by your own behavior. Dogs are remarkably attuned to human emotions and movements. Your posture, tone of voice, and facial expressions all influence how your dog responds. If you approach with calmness and confidence, your dog is more likely to feel safe and secure. As you become more skilled in reading canine body language, you'll notice your dog trying to communicate in ever more subtle ways. You'll recognize the difference between a playful bark and a warning, a stress yawn and a sleepy one, a belly-up invitation for rubs and a plea for space. You'll learn when your dog needs a break, when they're ready to play, and when they're asking for comfort. This understanding is the foundation of a strong, positive relationship. It allows you to anticipate your dog's needs, prevent conflicts, and enrich their life with the security and companionship they crave. It's a journey of observation, empathy, and connection, a lifelong conversation with your best friend. So the next time you look at your dog, take a moment to really see them. Notice the way they use their body to speak, the subtle shifts in posture, the flicker of an ear, or the wag of a tail. Listen with your eyes as well as your heart. Because when you understand what your dog's body language is really saying, you open the door to a deeper, more meaningful relationship, one built on trust, respect, and the silent language of love.